Namaste and good morning everyone. Welcome to another Vinyasa morning yoga session. In this session we will be addressing the sun salutations. So I figured it's something different than we've done in the previous videos where I just name the poses and give a little explanation. Today I really want to break the whole sun salutation apart, and especially for beginners it might be nice because when you go to your first class you hear all kinds of different names and words like chaturanga, cobra, up dog, down dog, and you might think like, what on earth are these terms? Those who already know or have a good idea what the sun salutations are, I timestamped this video so you can just skip this chapter and you can start with the sun salutations, which will be our main focus. We will be doing 8 rounds this time, just because, you know, it's morning, you just want to get your body warm, and that's more than enough to begin with. Especially if you're a beginner, you might think this can already be quite challenging. No worries, there will be some options as well, so you can always choose for a little bit easier option, just to make sure that your body doesn't get too exhausted before you even start your day. So we're gonna stand up and we're gonna go in front of our mat. So we're standing in front of the mat. We're gonna make sure that our feet are hip width apart. We're gonna open our hands, our palms are facing frontwards. So we're gonna make sure that we also open the shoulders a little bit. This is called mountain pose and it's really great for the centering. So we're not gonna do the meditation just yet. I'm just gonna really explain the whole series before we are going to do it together. So bear with me and let's stand in mountain pose. Make sure that your shoulders are a bit open. So we're going to make sure that we roll the shoulders a little bit backwards. We're not going to put them all the way backwards. We're not putting our chest front. We're just going to slightly open them. And this is our mountain pose. This is a position we're going to start at. From here, we're going to go on an inhale. We're going to bring up our arms, hands can come together or they can stay open, it's up to you. I prefer having them open because of my wide shoulders. If your shoulders are quite narrow, you can easily bring the hands together. Just make sure that your shoulders aren't so tight, that's the main goal. And if you want, if you don't have any lower back issues, you can gently go into a back bend. So that's on an inhale. Then on the exhale, we're going to bend all the way forward. And here we're going to really make sure that your knees are a little bit bent, not too much, because you really want to bend forward. You're going to release the tension out of the neck. Your hands can just fall wherever they want to fall. If you're up here, it's also perfectly fine. If you're all the way down, very good as well. If you feel that your hamstrings are really tight, like if you're a runner, you might actually want to choose to bend the knees a little bit further just to get the tension off those hammies. And you can bend forward as well. Then on the inhale, we're going to lengthen the spine. We're going to come halfway up. And then on the exhale, we're going to step into high plank and immediately we go into chaturanga. And in chaturanga, really be aware that the elbows are near your ribs. Your hands are on the mat with the fingers spread. And make sure that your fingers, that your index finger is parallel with the side of the mat as well. So I'm going to come back here. And then from here, we're going to slide into upward facing dog. So our hips aren't touching the mat. We are pushing the feet into the mat. We're bringing our hands in the mat as well. And our shoulders are opening up. And we're floating a little bit here as well. Then on the exhale, we're going to put the toes into the mat, we're gonna raise our hips and we're gonna go into downward facing dog. In this position, be sure that your hands are a bit further than shoulder width apart. The index fingers are parallel with the mat. A straight spine, and it's actually like, as you can see, it's almost like you're sitting on a chair but the other way around. So, and then really try to feel that your buttocks are going up in the air, so your hips are turning outwards as well, and your chest is coming towards the mat more or less. And then from here, we're gonna walk on an inhale back to the front of the mat. Keep that spine aligned, and then on the exhale, forward fold as well. And then inhale, bring your arms over your head, roll off your spine completely. And then exhale, bring the hands back to the chest. So this is basically the sun salutation. This is the first one, so Surya Namaskar 1 or A, whatever you want to call it. This is the basic one. From here you can do all kinds of positions. So this is the basis, the base that you want to need. We're going to do it another time. Well, I'm going to do it another time. But now I'm going to show a little difference, some options that you can have during the Surya Namaskar A. So we're going to go back into our mountain pose. So here it's really like, it's just mountain pose. If you want, if you're more experienced, you can also put your hands in front of your chest. But to be really honest, as you're beginning, as it's your first sun salutations, I would really just open up the hands, feel the shoulders opening, getting a very straight spine, just to make sure that you be aware of this sensation, of this posture. Then inhale, we're gonna go up, making a small back bend, or we're just staying in the center. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, we lengthen the spine. And then on the exhale, we step into high plank and then to chaturanga. And here comes the different thing. So you have the option here to go into upward facing dog. However, you can also go all the way down to the mat and then go into cobra on the inhale. So the difference between the two is upward facing dog, your hips are off the mat, so no hips on the mat. It's more on strength rather than on working on your flexibility, while cobra is more on the lower back, and it's a bit more gentle, but it's up to you what you prefer to do. Also, if you feel that going into high plank is not really your thing just yet, you can put the knees on the mat as well and go down this way and then go into cobra. From here we go back into downward facing dog on the exhale. There's not a lot of options here, it's just downward facing dog is downward facing dog. Then on the inhale we walk to the front, lengthen our spine, exhale, bend forward, inhale, we come up again, arms overhead, exhale, hands in front of the chest or back into mountain pose. So that is it about the explanation. If there's still something you don't understand just yet, don't do the sun salutation for now. Please leave a comment in the section down below just to make sure that you get an answer to your question, especially if it's something related to your muscles or your bones or some particular obstructions you have that might cause you harm. So for those who don't have any questions, we're going to do 8 sun salutations. I'm also going to make sure the first 4 rounds I'm going to talk through with you. The other 4 we're going to do all by ourselves. So the first 4 I'm going to count, I'm going to be there with you. The other 4 you can watch the screen where I'm at. You can have a look if you're a bit lost. But I'm not gonna talk anymore during the next 4. After those 4, we're gonna slowly transition into Shavasana, but don't worry, we're not gonna worry about that now. We're just gonna do the sun salutations now. So stand in front of your mat, go into mountain pose, and we're gonna be here for about 2 minutes. To quickly center ourselves, to focus on our breathing. And make sure that your breath is really deep and really strong. Really take your time, close your eyes, take the attention inwards. Feel yourself shutting out from the outside world. Not shutting out, but shutting down a bit from the outside world. There's only your breath at this moment and nothing else. And then gently open your eyes again. On the next inhale, raise your arms over your head. Make a small back bend if you want. Exhale, bring your arms forward, fold forward here. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, step into plank and into chaturanga. Inhale into upward facing dog. And then exhale into downward facing dog. Inhale, step your feet in between your hands, lengthen your spine, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, raise your hands all the way up in the air, maybe a small back bend if you want, and exhale, hands in front of the chest. Inhale, arms back up again, small back bend, and then exhale, forward fold or forward bend. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step in between the hands, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, all the way up, arms overhead. Small back bend if you want, and exhale. Hands in front of the chest. Inhale, third time now. Exhale, forward fold or forward bend. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, from high plank into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, hands in between the hands, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bend forward. Inhale, roll up your spine into a lengthy position, hands overhead. Exhale, hands in front of the chest. One last time with explanation. Inhale, raise the arms up, make a small back bend. Exhale, bend forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step or jump into Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step or jump. In the middle, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bend forward. Inhale, roll up the spine. Arms overhead. Hands in front of chest on the exhale. So from now on, without explanation, just on your own pace. Fifth time. Sixth time now, two more to go. One last time, you can do it. And now for our next transition, we're gonna do half a sun salutation. So just follow my example. Inhale, raise your hands over your head. Exhale, bend forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step or jump into Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then from here, we're actually gonna go onto our hands and knees. We bring our toes together, our big toes together, and we're gonna go for 2 minutes into child's pose. All right, and then it's your option. Don't come up just yet, just maybe listen a little bit. From here on, you can or continue with your own practice. So if you want to do some other poses, if you want to do another series, if you want to do more sun salutations, go ahead. Just make sure that it's multipliable by 2. Or if you want, you can go all the way to 108, which is within yoga, Hinduism, Buddhism as well, a little bit, a sacred number. So whatever you prefer. If you are done, if you feel like I'm good to go into Shavasana, we're coming from child's pose with our chest in between our hands. We're gonna lay on the floor, and then very easy, we're just gonna turn around and go into Shavasana. So you can just put your hands next to your body, about 30 centimeters away from your body. The feet are wider than hip width apart. And we're going to close our eyes. We're going to come to a point of complete stillness. No more thoughts at this point. Or at least try. Just don't force anything. This is about relaxation, not about forcing anything upon yourself. And then we're going to be here for 3 minutes. And after these 3 minutes, I will get you gently out of this position and you can start your day. And then gently bring back movements into your fingers and your toes. Your hands and your feet. Your legs and your arms. And your whole body if you want to. And when you're ready, you can go and lay on your right side just a little bit. Keep your eyes closed as well for as long as you can. And then on your own pace, you push yourself back into a seated position. Bring the hands in front of the chest. If you want, you can stay here and meditate a little bit if you want. If not, you can bring your chin to your chest. Open your eyes here and raise your head again. So that was it for this yoga practice. There is many more things to say about sun salutations, which I couldn't do in a whole video. But if you want, I also provide online classes, private online classes to be honest. And if you want to deepen your practice, or if you want to start a private course yourself, and all that the rest needs to say is enjoy the rest of your day, wherever you are in the day, if it's morning or afternoon, and we will see each other next time. Namaste.